Good morning. It's Susan Smith with StampCreatively. I am ready to create for you. My adorable husband was gone for a couple of days. He went to see his mother, and so I got to create semi-interruption free. I have my tea and with a little bit of love, my Starbucks mug that I've had forever. But I have 4 different things that I'm going to be doing videos for as soon as I get them all recorded. Again, technology and I are super good friends. I have a new card here that sits on my desk that says, "Believe in yourself, have faith in your abilities." I have no technology abilities, but I have creating abilities. So I'm working hard to try to make those 2 match. It's got a scripture quote from Mark on the back. Don't be afraid, just believe. I believe in Jesus, and I believe he can work technology wonders. It's just I have to, we're not friends. All right, one of the first stamp sets in the January to June catalog that I really liked was the Flowing Flowers. I thought it was great. And so I wanted to show you what I created with it. I'm going to be using it at camp this month. It has those distinctive images. So it's got distinctive stamps, so it's kind of got its own shading to it. Here's the card I created for you. Well, for camp. And I'm going to show you how I created it. The colors that I'm using all in colors from the 2 different years. I've got a polished pink, soft succulent, bumblebee, and pale papaya. I took my Whisper White. Scooch these up just a little bit. So here's my Whisper White. This is just a quarter sheet. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So then I have my Pale Papaya, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go Pale Papaya on Pale Papaya. And I'm not a squisher, I'm a tapper. I move it around. If you move your image around on the ink, then it doesn't get worn out in the middle. So I'm just going to stamp that Pale Papaya all over the front. You see, just shades it just a little bit. This is the part that I'm going to write on, and it's not going to be a problem at all because it's going to be real easy to write on there. Okay, then I took this piece, which is, I have a notebook now where I'm writing stuff down, but I didn't write down the measurements, so let me grab my handy dandy tool. This is, let's go this way so you can see it a little bit better. So this is 6 by 2 1/2. So it's 2 1/2 by 6. Okay. Because I wanted to have a little bit, I've scored this at the top so I can tuck it under. So now I'm going to add some Pale Papaya to it. Look how pretty that stamps. Those images are just so pretty on that Whisper White. So I stamped those on the front. I took my, I used a dark magenta, and I did the little, because I wanted a little magenta on there. And then I took my polished pink and added my sentiment, sending a card instead of a text. So there's that across the bottom. Then I used my Big Boss. I used this ornate flowers. I'm going to slide it right in there, and I'm going to try to stop the images at the crease because I have my crease there. I'm going to run it through again. I don't do it on my table. My table's not more of a movable. I needed something that was movable, and because it's on wheels, it can be a little shaky. So I just stepped over here to use the big boss. Okay, and so there's that. So now I've made my flowers with a little texture. I love a little texture on a card. Okay, so to put this together, I'm going to use my seal and stick this. I'm going to put it there on the top. And then I'm going to put some seal on top of it so that it sticks down there on the front of my card. Okay, now we're going to make the flower. That's why I have all these colors out here. And I'm going to use my daubers. And when I do these, I set them up light to dark. Because when I'm going to daub on an image like this, I'm always going to start with the lightest one first. So I've got my pale papaya, and I'm going to go around and do these little speckles on the outside. And then I'm going to use the bumblebee for the center of my flower. I've got my succulent for the leaves. And then I have my pretty polished pink for the outside of my flower. And then I have a small piece of Whisper White that is 3.5 by 2. And I have one that I'm going to mount it on top that's 3.5 by 2.25. So now I'm going to stamp my image. Quit. Right there. And I scooched it this side a little ways. It's not exactly in the center because I'm putting a bow down there. Isn't it beautiful? It's so pretty and it's so subtle. And with that distinctive, so you can see my bumblebee, my polished pink, my pale papaya, and my succulent. I'm going to make this a little interesting, so I took my trio punch. You just slide that in and push it down with your palm in the middle. It's a really easy punch. We've had corner rounders for years, and this one always works. So now I'm going to layer this on here. And again, like I said, I left this room down here because I'm going to take that polished pink and put a bow down here. I always cut my ribbon on the bolt. That way I'm not wasting any. There's no snipping off of those little bitty bits. Because I could take those little bitty bits and do something with it. I'm going to tie my bow. I don't know where you're watching at, but I'm in Indiana, and it's a cold, snowy Friday morning, and my hands are cold. I'm bow challenged. That is a term we came up with. One of my team members, Amy, you know who you are. Nicest lady on the planet, but she is definitely bow challenged. So now I've got my fluffy little bow. I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. And then, where do I want that? Do I want that over there? I don't want that over there. I kind of like it like that. And then I used these polished dots. They have a pale papaya one, it looks like, and then a clear. You can use whatever you want, but the pale papaya is so pale that it almost takes on the color of whatever you put it on. There's some BB ones. Oh my gosh, embellishments make me happy. All right, friends. There you go. Sending a card instead of a text. And you can write all the way right down in here, and you've got this space over here, so you can write as much as you need to write. Thanks for joining me. You have a fantastic day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you liked it. Like it, subscribe to my channel. You can also, if you ever want to get emails from me with more details, please don't hesitate to add yourself to my email list. This is a great stamp set. And I don't do these videos just to show you great product. I show it because I like to sell it and help you create some things very similar to what I did. So don't hesitate to ask questions and subscribe and like and all those things. All right, have a fantastic day. Happy Friday.